Hello guys, welcome to my channel WebGR of Talents, and it has been many days since I have met you guys. So today I'm back with an amazing video. So without further delay, let's start today's topic. So we have already read the lesson The Fun They Had before from the NCERT textbook, and I have explained you each point. If you hadn't watched that video, watch it right now. It's in the description box below. So I hope that you have remembered the lesson, The Fun They Had. I don't think so. So let's have a quick summary through a comic strip before going to some important questions which might be mostly asked as MCQs or as 2 or 3 mark questions. So first let's have the comic strip. So here's the first strip. Maggie even wrote about it that night in her diary. Tommy found a real book. Maggie's grandfather once said that when he was small, his grandfather told him that there was a time when all stories were written in a paper. Maggie asked, "What the book about Tommy Says School?" Maggie hates school. Her teacher had given her test after test in geography. Maggie says they had teacher. Sure, they had a teacher, but it wasn't a regular teacher, says Tommy. It was a man who gave homeworks to boys and girls and asked them questions. Maggie says, "I wouldn't want a strange man in my house to teach me." Tommy screamed with laughter. Tommy says, "Teacher didn't go to people's house. That's a special building where all the kids went." "If you don't like the book, don't read it," said Tommy. Maggie said quickly, "I didn't say I didn't like the book." She wanted to read more funny school book. They weren't even half finished when Maggie's mother called her back to the school. So with this comic strip, I hope that you had got an idea about the lesson which you have already read, The Fun They Had. So now let's look at some important questions. Let's go to it. So let's look at some questions now. So first we'll look at some objective questions which are nothing but MCQs, and then we'll look at some subjective questions that are some descriptive questions which may be asked for 2 or 3 marks. Alright, so here we have the first question. To which world does the story take the readers to? So as we know, it's referring to the story The Fun They Had, right? So we have also looked at the summary of the chapter, and it's a pretty easy question. So the options here we have are the future world, okay, and the past world and the present world, and option D is future world where computers will play a major role. So first we'll minimize an option from these 4 options. So it's definitely not the past world, because in past we did not have all the facilities as we have seen in the chapter The Fun They Had, because they were all not computers or robots to teach the children. So past world is definitely one option to be removed. So we can even remove the option present world also, right? So I'm just crossing this. So we can remove the past world and present world because both are similar and they didn't have the teachers. Or we, the people studying now, don't have the teachers who are the computers themselves. So we have removed the past world and present world. So the other options are future world and the future world where computers will play a major role, right? So the future world, yes, it is taking place in the future world as we have read in the lesson. Even you and me absolutely agree for that. But if you also look at the option D, future world where computers will play a major role. So the chapter is mainly based on this topic, right? Yeah, the future world where computers will play a major role. So as we have already seen, Magi had a teacher who was a computer. So this option would be right for the question. So option D is the correct answer. And we can't write it as future world. It's correct answer if the option D wouldn't have been given. Alright? So this is the second question. What is virtual reality? Which is nothing but VR. It is not related to our chapter. We hadn't seen that in our chapter till now, right? We didn't observe it anywhere. But virtual reality is something which we know in general. That is nothing but a general knowledge. So let's look at the questions which we have here, or the options which we have here. The first one is heavenly world, which is definitely not suitable. By looking at it only, we can give a cross to it, right? And then B, imaginary world. Yeah, it is. It cannot be also, definitely not be the answer, so just strike it off. And we have these two options left, C and D. Reality related or created by computer software. And option D is none. So you might already have an idea about what is virtual reality. It's something related to computer software, right? You have seen it before also in some part of your life, or you have might heard it before. So this is the correct option. None cannot be the correct option as we have the answer here. So just strike it off. And option C is the correct answer. Reality created by computer software. The question was, what is virtual reality? So I hope this question is clear for you. Let's go to the next question. What is a virtual classroom? Yeah, it's something like a question which you have seen in the before question. Yeah, it's very similar, right? What is virtual reality? We have seen in the before question. This is what is a virtual classroom. But virtual classroom is somewhat related to the chapter. Yeah, we have already seen the virtual classroom that Magi was there in, the computer teacher. Okay, so what is virtual classroom is a question. So let's try to read out the options. It is the first work for us to read out the options carefully. So class outside classroom, right? Class outside classroom. Then class in the garden. Then class in the field. And option D, where learning done is through computer software and internet. Right? These are the options given to us. Okay. Now let's see which best suits for the given question. Okay, so let's do it in the as usual method by striking out the unnecessary options and keeping the good options. Alright? So the first option, class outside classroom. You have seen the corridor outside the classroom, right? You have never seen this class outside the classroom. Have you guys seen any of that? If you have seen them, tell me in the comment section. And also tell me how many of you guys like to go out from the classroom. Many of you might like it. So it's one of our favorite option, but we can't give it as correct, so just strike it. Then class in the garden. Class in the garden is a pretty much good idea, but it's not suitable over here. Virtual classroom, yeah, we have seen that virtual reality is something related to computers. But how can it relate to garden? Garden is something else, right? It might be some other world if we compare to it. So just strike it off. And then option C, class in the field. Class in the field and garden are almost similar, I guess, until my knowledge. So just strike it off. So these three options are unnecessary for us, right? And only one option is left with us. So we should agree that that is a correct answer. We can blindly keep it as correct answer because all the three were not. So we'll just know the answer. This is the correct answer, but let's also check it once. Then option D, the correct answer is where learning done is through computer software and internet. Yeah, do you agree? Because it's very much suitable, right? Okay, so I hope that you understood this third question. So now let's look at the fourth question. What is a debate? Oh my god. It's definitely not related to the chapter, but an important question in this chapter which can be asked. So as usual, the same process, looking at the options and striking the unnecessary options out. So let's read the first option. A contest to show ability in argument between two people. It's a bit different question. So first let's read all the options, then we'll strike off some of them, right? Okay. Contest to fight, then contest to prove better, and none of the above are the options given to us. So let's try to strike the unnecessary options. If you look at the options we have here, the first one, a contest to show ability in argument between two people, is a little useful, right? Which is little related to the topic. So I'm just keeping a line. Contest to fight. It is known as boxing, not a debate. Then this option C, contest to prove better. So it is definitely not. And the remaining option is none. So it should be something on A or D. So we have something related to the question. So it cannot be none and we should proceed with the answer. A contest to show ability in argument between two people is the correct answer. This question seems hard, but it's very easy if we solve in the method, step-by-step method. So let's move forward. Okay. Who is the main character of the story? Now don't ask me which story are we speaking about. Some of you guys might have forgotten it, so I'm reminding you back. It's the chapter The Fun They Had. So the fifth question is, who is the main character of the story? So as usual method from beginning, nothing but cancelling the options out and solving them. It seems pretty easy, right? But in the exam, if you sit in the exam hall or room, you get so tense by looking at the questions. It seems like they ask us French or Latin. It's not an experience for me, but also many of you guys. So the question number 5, who is the main character of the story? Let's read the options first. Parents, children, Maggie, Tommy. I'm reading the options again, listen them carefully. Parents, children, Maggie, Tommy. So parents, what was the role of parents in the chapter? Think about it. We didn't have much role of the parents in the chapter, right? Because we have got the parents only in one part. That is Maggie's mother, because she called for the county inspector for repairing her teacher. We hadn't seen the parents' role in any other part. So just try this option for now. And then we have the second option, children. So keep it aside. Then Maggie and Tommy. These three are the options which we have for now, right? From this step, it's a bit typical because we have three similar, because children constitutes of both Maggie and Tommy. It's not a general specification. So we require a specific answer. We can write children when the option Maggie and Tommy weren't have been given for us. So let's strike off the option children also. It's not applicable for us right now, right? Okay then. The options which are left with us is Maggie and Tommy. So whose role do you think is important in the chapter? Yes, I hope that you had thought who was the important character in the story. But if we think it relatively and see the role of both of them, we see that Tommy hadn't participated in much of the conversation. So the writer Isaac Asimov hasn't brought up Tommy many times into the story. Like, we have seen only Tommy when they were reading the book, and when other time, yes, think. Yes, it's the time when Tommy found the book. Where did he find it? In his house, in the upper Storehouse region. Only these two incidents we have found about Tommy, but Maggie was playing a major portion in the story, and the author has also given major portion to her. So striking off Tommy, and we have left with the only option Maggie, which is our correct answer. Yes, have hope that these 5 questions are very much useful for you guys. For the exam point of view, these are one of the most asked questions for the exams. So today it's enough. So let's look at some subjective questions and some more objective questions in the next video. To get all the latest updates of my video, don't forget to subscribe my channel Vibgear of Talents and click on the bell icon to get all the notifications as soon as I upload my video. And please don't forget to like my video. Thank you everyone.